incorrigibility. That's even in my medical records. Incorrigible and angry child. I always chuckle at that fact. But want to get you going and thinking here this morning, actually. So I want you to grab a piece of paper. If you don't have an outline, I do have a couple here, or one there, or I don't know, an outline here if you want. Where it says ready, set, go. Okay? Are you ready for this? What I want you to do is what? Yeah, well, what can I say? I'm going to give you, at least 30 seconds, okay? It's a time thing. What I want you to do is describe yourself. Just use words, okay? I want you to describe yourself of who you are, okay? Now, I'll let you even get a little head start in your mind. Don't start writing yet. Not till I start the clock, okay? So I'm going to give you 30 seconds to describe who you are. It's kind of like when you're marketing and sales, you're supposed to have a 30-second elevator speech on what you're doing, what you're selling, your product, or whatever it is. So for me, I have a 30-second River Terrace sales pitch with that. So, and I've been trying to teach that to other people that they can say, "Oh, you work at River Terrace?" Yeah. So then they have a response. Everything there. All right, you ready? 30 seconds. Who you are. If you're going to describe, so I'm asking you, who are you? What are you going to do? Ready, set, go. Some of you might think 30 seconds is a little long. In fact, Martha's she's befuddled already. I gave you time to think, Martha. Come on, girl. Who are you? Grandmother. Come on, let me get you going there. Come on, you can do this. Who are you? Walmart employee. Retired. Glasses wearer. Track coach. Is that being specific there? No, I was trying to get something out. You got trying to help some of you here, okay? Time has been up, but that's okay with that. So, who are you? That type of thing. You know, if I did this, You didn't have a pen? Your pen give out?
That's why I picked up the pen was gone.
Well, say something. I'll throw you a pen. I'll throw you a pen. That's not a problem. So David, I'm guessing that on yours it may be farmer.
We didn't have farmer down there. We're not farming now. It's too bad.
Who you are, your identity is what we're talking about. So, how many did you get, Brenda? 7. You willing to share?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Lover of Christ, kind, caring, retired Navy, retired nurse, wife, mother, sister, daughter.
All right. See, that was easy. That you start going through family relationships, right? That's pretty good. I'm assuming, Stacy, you did not do that well.
No.
Just in looking at your look. I will not ask you unless you want to say yours. I mean, you could have put.
Bossy.
Were you helping her? Let me see if I got this right. You put bossy down?
I did put bossy.
I'm proud of you.
Hey, own it. Way to own it, Stacey. Awesome. That's good. For me, things like, if I said, just tell me who I am, you would be more than glad that things like talkative, annoying. My wife would have a whole lot more of that identity, growing up in church, those type of things, preacher, coach, all those things. And we start labeling all those things of who we are, our identity, if you will. And that's what we want to do, is we want to take a look at an important question here this morning. And that is really the question, it's the question of identity. Who am I? And you know, deep inside, all of us lingers this question. I don't care what age you are, we still begin to wonder. That's why we have people who have midlife crises. You know, they turn 30 and 40 and 50 and 60, 70 and 80 and 90 and 100. You can go to 100 with that. Though most of my people I know that become 100, they're going, it's really, it sounds good, but you know, really it's overrated in that respect. But you know, it's a question that for mankind we've been trying to answer this for centuries. You know, yet we don't wake up typically though in the morning and say to ourselves, who am I today? You know? But unconsciously, we go through our day very often trying to answer this question. And we're going to see what the different ways that we can seek to answer this question. Yet, until we discover the answer to this question, we're going to continue to search, though, for the rest of our lives. We have to be secure in the answer. Now, take a look around here for just a second. Okay? And identify any man-made items that you see that's been given a name. Like, for instance, there's a microphone stand. There's a tripod. There's a big TV screen. This is a podium. That type of thing. They've all been made by man, and they've been given a name by man. That's rather interesting. Now, I say that because you and I, we have a name, an identity that we need to discover what that identity is. You know, we have various ways to seek the answer to that question of who I am or who am I, and it's unconscious, but we employ various methods in our own lives today. And so that's what we're going to look at, two areas that we can. We're going to take a look at a worldly perspective here, first of all. And first of all, we look at that, we have our, and I'm going to stick with all P's here to make it easy for you, okay? Physical appearance. You know, our looks matter. You know, that's why some of us can't go by a mirror without going, oh. Or we're looking in the rearview mirror going, oh, we're going to primp or we're going to do whatever. They matter. But we think that if we're looking good in the eyes of the world, that we are somebody. And if the eyes of the world are not good looking, that if people are that way, that they're nobody. For other people, it becomes physical abilities, their skills. Their skills define who they are. What can they do? Well, I can type 100 words a minute. Or I can dribble a basketball well, or I can get my job done in 4 hours rather than 8 hours. Careful on that one, though, of course. You know, we'll talk about that here when we talk about proficiency. But whatever those skills and abilities are, there are those that look at proficiency. In other words, their knowledge and how much they know, if you will, and they can get things done that way with that. We have that of position. Their position in their families, their position in school, college, work, society, in the country. Their position matters tremendously to them. And for others, though, it could be possessions. It's what I own, the wealth or the property that they have. And people want to have more and more because they feel that this defines who they are. After all, the one with the most toys, what? Wins. At least that's what the bumper sticker says, right? Those possessions that come about that. And the more I have, the more I am. The less I have, the less I am. For other people, it's about power. Power that they can wield over others and exert over someone else. They want to examine and have that power, the amount of control that they have over such. And because they have it, they feel important. They feel powerful, if you will. They feel like they are somebody. That's who they are. For others, it's about their past. It's their past that matters so much, about their background, the things that they have achieved in the past that defines them. Those are the people that like to live in the past rather than keep moving forward. We learn from the past, move forward, and keep moving that. But people that like to live in the past and they look at things that they have achieved and that defines them. And you also find people talking about the things that they've done over the years. They try to impress others by what they've done. Also, on the other thing, what defines sometimes we can look at our past and we can be the negative aspect of that. Boy, I don't deserve this or I don't deserve that. And that determines our identity of the past. It might be parents, our heritage, if you will, that gives us a sense of identity. Parents or grandparents, you know, my father is so and so, or you know who my grandfather was, or my great grandfather was Thomas Jefferson. I don't know. You fill the blanks. You know, we search to find out all about our identity from our past and our history and our parents and our heritage that we have. For some, it's about popularity. You know, people think that I'm popular. You know, people want to be around me. You're just a social butterfly, that type of thing. I'm popular. You know, social media does a lot of that, right? How many likes do you get when you say something? That popularity makes a difference for a lot of people, who they are. You know, if they're famous, then that you're somebody. But if you're not, you're a nobody. For others, it's about performance. The work that they do, things that they do that define them. You know, I'm good at getting this done. You know, or I'm number one. I've accomplished these things because that's my performance I've been able to do. I'm at the top of the heap. And if I'm not, I'll certainly get you down lower than I am so I can be the top of the heap. It's about performance. Others get their identity out of the amount of pleasure that they can have. For them, life is all about having lots and lots of fun. And if they can have fun, that defines them with that. But you know, there's a problem with all that. There's a problem with all that. See, all these things show us the shortcomings of defining us. And the reason that is because over time, all those we can lose, can't we? Our looks change. Although I've always looked this bad, it's okay. Well, but our looks will change. We start to bald, we start to gray, we start to whatever. We're unable to perform the same skills that we had. Our knowledge fades. We lose our positions eventually. We lose our possessions. We may not be able to have the same authority or power that we've had in the past. Our past doesn't matter suddenly because people aren't so concerned about what we've done in the past and they're moving towards the future. You know, our parents or grandparents go and we can't live on their coattails. We may even lose friends. We're not so popular all of a sudden. Maybe we took the wrong stance or we didn't push like on something on social media. Maybe we're not able to have the kind of pleasure that we had. So if we derive our identity from all those things, we're going to come to a point where we get back to square one. And we're asking the same question. Who am I? And that's the question that we're going to ask. Who are you? See, the world will like to put all those kind of tags on you, and they'll like to do all that. And you know what? Certainly, COVID, that we're finally coming out of, really struck home with that.